Are the carbon fiber bucket seats really worth it? What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. Welcome to the channel. If you've been thinking long and hard about whether or not the buckets are for you, then you definitely clicked on the right video, because there's a lot of information I'm gonna share with you today that I think you're gonna like. So we're gonna start it off with the first thing I'm gonna touch on, which is daily drivability. You heard it. That's right, I do daily drive this car. I bought it with around 12K miles. We are now at almost 27,000 miles. So in 8 months, I've pretty much driven this car 16,000 miles. It's a lot of miles in 8 months, and they were all with my booty in the carbon buckets. So you're probably asking yourself, what is it like to daily drive this car? I absolutely love it. I do not have any complaints about dailying this car. And I know a lot of you guys are going, oh, well, you know, it depends on the person, it depends on the setting, you know, height, weight, age, flexibility, mobility. Do not let the buckets deter you. Once you get them down, it is so easy. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So here we go. The one part everybody always freaks out about is the in and out process. I'm gonna show you how easy this is. Check this out. See that? I'm in, do my thing, getting out. I'm gonna do it one more time just to show you. Ready? In, okay, and now out. It's all in the technique, guys. I am telling you, it is all in the technique. And look at, don't have any wear here on these side bolsters, which most people are afraid of. The only wear you get a little bit is just some indentations here in the leather, but that is normal. You'd get that even on a standard comfort seat. You can see my other one. I don't have those same indentations because my big fat butt is not planted right there. And just for the sake of this, I'm gonna speed run right now, getting in and out on the comfort seats, just for one last time. And mind you, I'm 6'3", 185 pounds for reference. So check it out. Ready? Clock me. So as you can see, getting in and out of those things, there is a technique. You know, I like to grab the steering wheel. You kind of let yourself fall into it. Your legs are in a certain position. It took me maybe, I don't know, about a week or so to find a fluid motion for that. A lot of people think that they ride firmer, they ride harsher. If anything, I feel more stable. I feel very comfortable. I feel very supported. And I actually prefer them more than the standard seats. I've sat in ones recently with the standard seats and it just doesn't feel the same. There's something about the ergonomics of this seat which I think is very, very well designed. Don't worry about not having the breathable or the ventilated seats. You have these cutouts here, which allows plenty of airflow. And I even live in Arizona, 110 degrees here, don't have ventilated seats, and I'm totally fine. Plus, I just use my remote start. The car's pre-climatized before I even get into it. And even on long road trips, I took this guy on a 17-hour move all the way from Oregon down to Arizona. All my stuff was packed in the car, and I did not have any issues whatsoever. Comfort, fatigue, soreness while driving, which is very, very impressive. If anything, I would get sore regardless from being in any seat that long, and usually I'll feel it right here. Sometimes when your leg is pressed up against here, resting on that little pad down there, you do get some fatigue from this pushing into your hamstring. But I'm someone that has very tight hammies, thighs, kind of like in between that. I don't remember the name of it for that muscle. I think it's like the IT band. That can sometimes get a little bit sore, but I gotta be in the car for like 7-hour shifts. You see what I'm saying? For my height, my frame, do not have any issues with the buckets. That is the only thing I can think of that I don't like after so many hours. But even then, I have the driving assistance professional package, and I could honestly just use that, rest my legs, and that way I wouldn't even have to put it on that pedal. So I guess that is a way to get around that. So guys and gals, do not be scared about daily driving this thing with the buckets. Do not let anybody deter you. Try it out. Go test drive one. I know it's hard to find one with the buckets, which is gonna lead me to my next point. So now we're gonna talk about something that is very serious, so listen up. This is something that a lot of you guys are gonna be thinking about, and something that's probably very important to you, and that's resale value. Notice how earlier I said hard to find, right? It's hard to find one with the buckets, hard to find one to test drive. The reason it's like that is because of the demand. There is not a lot of these buckets available because everybody wants them. The buckets are a flex. The buckets are an experience. The buckets are fun. You know, the buckets are different. There's not a lot of platforms in cars that offer said seats that look like something out of a $200,000 sports car in colorways that are this fun. I mean, look at that. That is a beautiful seat. That's a gorgeous seat. So that is one of the reasons I decided to get a spec with the carbon buckets, is because long-term, I knew resale value is very important to me. I wanted to position myself in a somewhat positive equity position. And I know with the demand on these buckets, it would give me the best shot, especially because I bought it used. Even if you were to get a new spec, the carbon buckets automatically are going to garner you the highest return on investment, because even if you don't get as much equity or resale value for them that you'd like, it's gonna make the car more desirable. So if anything, it's gonna sell quicker, it's gonna have more demand, you're gonna have more people blowing you up. Cars, they're depreciating assets. Why would you not want to try to minimalize that as much as possible? I bought this car for $86,000 because it's Oregon, no sales tax, so it was $86,000 out the door. This car still, with 26,000 miles, I could probably get the same amount back for it, maybe even more if I found the right buyer. So that is definitely something to think about. If you can get these buckets for a steal, I would say go for it, even if it's not your first choice. Which brings me now to my last point, probably one of the most important things, that is the driving experience that these seats provide. If you are truly an enthusiast when it comes to cars, performance, racing, autocross, if you truly love to drive, the buckets take this car's experience to the next level. I absolutely love driving this car with the buckets because it feels race car. Just the way the bolsters hug you, you can actually adjust that. So as you guys can see right here, this little button, it shows a little squeeze. This adjusts these bolsters on the side, so they're gonna hug you, squeeze you more, keep you tightened in. Mine is not even set that high. I have this almost at default, because if anything, the only time I really adjust that is when I take it to autocross, or if I'm gonna go take it to the track. The buckets by themselves in default settings are still very ergonomic. They hug you very well, and they still give you a great experience. And what's awesome is you can actually tailor that more, right? It gives you that options. It gives you adjustability. They even offer these seats heated, right? The buckets come heated. Think about that. Heated carbon fiber bucket seats. That is insane. Even from a safety standpoint, the buckets make you feel so planted. You feel so grounded. You know, you're not moving all over the place in your seat. You truly are locked in. You're not sloshing back and forth. It's important. These are all things that you need to take in mind from a safety standpoint, especially if you're someone that likes to spirited driving like myself, right? I love to drive. So the buckets give you reassurance. They give you confidence. That's a great word. Confidence is what these buckets give you. How cool is it to pull up at a stoplight with your windows down and you got carbon all down the back of your seat, shining and glistening in the sun? There's no other experience like it. Truly. That is why I decided to spec a G80 with the carbon fiber buckets. It is a phenomenal seat. I am very grateful that I even found a spec with the buckets, because it took me a very long time. I searched for about 2 months straight, could not find a single one with the buckets that was in a reasonable price range. So when this popped up, I was over the moon. I knew I had to capitalize on it. It was just meant to be. So there you have it. Daily drivability, thumbs up from me. Resale value, double thumbs up. And then experience, I wish I had 3 thumbs for that, because all those together make a very exhilarating cocktail. And I couldn't be happier to live in a time where something like this truly exists. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment down below if you guys have any questions. Anyways, appreciate you guys tuning in. Best of luck with your journey in search for something like this. Hey, just keep hanging in there. One will turn up. You gotta have faith. Thanks again, and I will see you in the next one.